Well, you can see in the background, it's a little humid out here. It's like 85% humidity. It's the 23rd day of July. You can see the corn crop there. It's all tasseled out. You and I put that in the ground together. I just wanted to show you that's 90 days of growth. It's in the background. I'll step out of the way and pan in on it here. There it is. It's in the silk stage, tasseling stage. Like I said, you and I shared this, putting it in the ground, and here it is 90 days later. It's not cheap, it's not free, but it's so rewarding. I realize not everyone's going to be able to do that. I don't carry myself above anyone, other than I just wanted to show the results from sort of a panoramic view. I suppose if I had one of those drones it would even look more intense, but you get the general idea. And we'll walk up here and get some close shots of the actual corn coming on. You can see we're standing in the beans here. They're at the bottom of my shorts high. There's plenty of them. And that's one thing to keep in mind when you are planting beans. Plant a lot of them, or as much as you can. The more you can plant, the less devastation the deer will do on grazing. But these were planted on the 23rd. We somewhat got the water hemp in control, but that's becoming a real problem here in the Midwest for not only food plotters, but for farming in general. It's becoming highly resistant to the Roundup. So you're going to have to change up your plan of herbicide because Roundup alone is just not going to cut it anymore. So, but here it is on the 23rd, and you can see the bean crop. It's, you know, up to the bottom of my shorts. That's a good 3 feet tall, and it's starting to set bloom. Okay, you can see where the tops of these beans have been browsed on, and they're still doing pretty good. Now, what the deer is doing is walking down this mowed area and reaching over here, eating the tops of the beans off. That's why when you're going to grow beans, if you don't want to have them browse to the ground almost instantly, once they get up 3 or 4 inches, you've got to have a lot of beans. That way, this browsing, as you see, it's going to happen. Fortunately, you have enough beans to where they could sustain and still make beans for later and actual go to pod. But if you did not go put enough acreage down for the deer herd or the wildlife, especially the deer that come over to browse on that, because that's what's doing that, you're probably going to have your bean crop devastated before it ever even gets to the flowering stage. And you can see right there, they're not setting pod yet, but they're in the flowering stage. So that's what you want. Once it gets a little farther along, it'll start losing its palatability, hopefully, and they'll go find something else to graze on. That is why I planted the power plant for the forage beans, so they hold up better to the grazing pressure as they just keep growing back. Like I said, right there you can see a prime example. You see the flowering and the consumption. And if you didn't have an abundance of beans, my friends, you'd be up that creek without that paddle. Water hemp. As you can see, the corn is tasseled out, and we'll come in here. I'll get the camera. I want to show you the silking stage. There we go. Pollination, the silk, the new ear. You were here when we planted this. Now it's 7-8 feet tall. You notice on these outside rows we got some predation. Probably coons are coming here at nighttime. You notice they're pulling the stalks down. You're going to have that, whether it's in agriculture or whatever it is, it's going to happen. You also notice the beans in here. These are the egg beans that were thrown in there with it, so you got 2 crops going there. But you're going to have some loss, some crop loss to this, is I assume it's coons coming in here. And so it's really vital to understand that you're going to lose some stuff, but there again, you are feeding the wildlife. It's just not a deer thing, so you want to plant a little more acreage to offset the loss, and that's important. That's why we go in here and we broadcasted these beans on heavier, because you're going to lose some of them, but as you can see, they're above my knees, and it's quite a crop of them. But I just wanted to give you this little preview of a review, I guess, of what our efforts were, and so you can see it firsthand. We made a crop, and so that's all we can do, is stand back and see what benefits from it. July 23rd, 2015, 90 days of growth.